What's happening, FlickPop fans? Get ready for a rapid-fire news blast. First up, Donald Trump's state visit to the UK is here, and it's a big deal for Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Then, Trump is firing back, suing the New York Times for a massive $15 billion over alleged defamation. We've also got Trump deploying National Guard troops to Memphis to tackle crime, and you won't believe the details. Plus, another major lawsuit from Trump against the New York Times is making waves. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. The UK rolls out the red carpet for Trump, a royal reprieve. Donald Trump's state visit to the United Kingdom is set to be a spectacle of pomp and pageantry. But behind the royal greetings and diplomatic handshakes, it's a crucial moment for embattled British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. This visit comes at a critical juncture for Starmer, who has been grappling with significant domestic challenges, including the recent resignation of his deputy prime minister, Angela Rayner, following a tax scandal, and the controversial dismissal of the UK's ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. With over 100,000 people protesting immigration and internal party rumblings, Starmer desperately needs a win. The visit offers a chance for Britain to showcase its famed soft power, with Trump, a known admirer of the royal family, set to be hosted by King Charles III and Queen Camilla at Windsor Castle. The itinerary includes a royal salute, a carriage procession, a wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of Queen Elizabeth II, and a flyby of F-35 jets and the Red Arrows. The focus will then shift to bilateral meetings at Chequers, where trade deals are expected to be a priority. The UK, eager to build on its initial trade agreement with Trump, hopes to secure further partnerships in tech, energy, and possibly reduce steel and aluminum tariffs. Public reaction has been mixed, with protests highlighting deep divisions over immigration, while business leaders express cautious optimism about potential trade deals. Analysts are watching closely to see if this visit can provide Starmer with the much-needed boost his government's approval ratings, which are currently languishing, desperately require. Can the special relationship truly offer a lifeline to a struggling prime minister? And speaking of high-stakes legal battles, wait until you hear about Trump's latest showdown with the media. Trump declares war on the New York Times, a $15 billion lawsuit. In a dramatic escalation of his ongoing feud with the media, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he will sue the New York Times for a staggering $15 billion, alleging defamation and libel. Trump took to his social media platform, Truth Social, to declare that the newspaper's years of what he deems lies, smears, and defamation must end immediately. He specifically targeted the Times' endorsement of Kamala Harris in the 2024 presidential election, labeling the publication a mouthpiece for the radical left Democratic Party. This isn't Trump's first foray into suing the Times. A previous $100 million lawsuit in 2023, related to reporting on his financial affairs and tax records, was dismissed by a judge who cited constitutional law. Trump has a history of challenging media outlets he perceives as unfavorable, including a dismissed $475 million lawsuit against CNN for alleged comparisons to Adolf Hitler. The latest legal action, filed in Florida, comes after Trump threatened legal action over reporting concerning a sexually aggressive note allegedly linked to him and Jeffrey Epstein. The lawsuit has ignited a firestorm online, with supporters rallying behind Trump's claims of media bias and critics decrying it as an attempt to silence journalism. Legal experts are divided, with some noting the high bar for defamation claims against news organizations, especially concerning political endorsements and reporting. Will this colossal lawsuit shake up the media landscape, or is it another legal battle destined for the courts? But the drama doesn't stop there. Trump is also making headlines by sending National Guard troops into Memphis. Trump versus the New York Times, the $15 billion defamation battle heats up. President Donald Trump has officially filed a massive $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times, leveling accusations of defamation and libel. Trump publicly blasted the newspaper on Truth Social, calling it a virtual mouthpiece for the radical left Democratic Party, and asserting that its alleged false statements about him, his family, and his business have gone on for too long. The legal action has been formally lodged in the state of Florida. This latest lawsuit follows recent reporting by the Times concerning a sexually aggressive note and drawing allegedly connected to Trump and the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. While the White House has denied any involvement, calling the report a fabrication, Trump's legal team is clearly taking a hard line. Trump has been involved in numerous legal skirmishes with media companies, including past suits against ABC News and Paramount, some of which resulted in significant settlements. He also previously sued the Wall Street Journal over an article linking him to the Epstein note. The legal community and media watchdogs are closely observing this case. While Trump claims the reporting is false and damaging, the New York Times has defended its journalistic integrity. The outcome could have significant implications for press freedom and the ability of news organizations to report on public figures. Can Trump's legal challenges reshape the boundaries of media reporting? And now, shifting gears from courtroom battles to deployment orders, Trump is sending federal forces to Memphis. Trump dispatches National Guard to Memphis amidst crime concerns. In a significant federal intervention, U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered the deployment of National Guard troops and the establishment of a Memphis State Task Force to combat crime in Memphis, Tennessee. The executive order cites tremendous levels of violent crime, overwhelming local authorities. This move mirrors Trump's previous federal law enforcement actions in Washington, D.C., and his calls for similar interventions in cities like Baltimore and Chicago. The task force will reportedly include agencies such as the FBI, DEA, ICE, and the U.S. Marshals Service. While Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Lee has backed the initiative, Memphis's Democratic Mayor Paul Young has expressed reservations, stating he did not request the National Guard and doubts it will effectively reduce crime. Mayor Young pointed out that overall crime in Memphis is reportedly at a 25-year low, with significant reductions in robbery, burglary, and larceny, though FBI data from 2024 indicated a high violent crime rate per capita. This deployment has sparked debate, with some residents concerned about the militarization of policing and others hopeful for a reduction in crime. The differing perspectives between federal and local leadership highlight the ongoing tension surrounding federal intervention in local law enforcement matters. Will this federal force bring the promised relief to Memphis, or will it face local resistance? And that's a wrap on today's top stories. But don't go anywhere, we've got a lightning round recap coming right up. All right, FlickPop fam, let's do a quick recap. Donald Trump's state visit to the UK is a major political play for PM Keir Starmer amidst domestic turmoil. Meanwhile, Trump is escalating his media war, suing the New York Times for a colossal $15 billion over defamation claims. He's also deploying National Guard troops to Memphis, a move met with mixed reactions and local skepticism about its effectiveness. And in a related legal saga, Trump's ongoing battles with the New York Times continue with another massive lawsuit. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to FlickPop for all the latest updates, ring that notification bell so you never miss a video, drop a comment below telling us what you think, and follow us on all our social media platforms. We'll see you in the next one.